Go,
It's going.
Sylvester.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just got a tweet. Um, what's up, world? This is Sylvester with Dangerously Smart. I'd like to introduce my bandmates. I've got Michael right here. Mike, how you doing, man?
Doing quite all right, quite all right.
How's your week been going?
My week's been going pretty well. Had a couple of job interviews. It went pretty well, in my opinion.
Cool, excellent.
Yeah.
And his fingers smell like love. Anyway,
Wait a
um,
second.
to my left, I've got Mr. Glenn. Glenn, how's your life today, sir?
Everything's great.
Excellent, excellent. All right. Well, let's just get it in. I found a few deals. So let's start it out with the slide deals. Ladies and gentlemen, um, I found something cool. So there's this little game you may have heard of. It's called Metro Redux. This is an awesome game. Everybody should check out. Brand new. Xbox One and PS4 on Amazon, it is $20. This is two games in one, two remastered games in one. And it's not like most remasters where they just kind of upres the graphics. They actually kind of redid it with the whole new engine. So freaking amazing. Only $20. Definitely check it out. Dying Light is one of those games I have to check out. I haven't played it yet, but it's getting a lot of buzz. A lot of people love it. It already sold millions, so everybody should check it out. And it is only $39.99 on Xbox One. That's super awesome. Also, Amazon is having a sale right now on a lot of their apps. Game of Thrones, the Telltale games, they're only no, they're free right now. And then there's a bunch of other games that I won't list because it'll take hours. But you can get games as low as like 40 cents. So go to Amazon if
Jeez.
you have a Kindle Fire or a Fire phone, something like that because they got a bunch of stuff for the cheap or Fire TV. Anyways, let's get into this news. I don't have anything technology wise to talk about because I didn't do my research. One thing I did want to point out apparently, Samsung is copying the click wheel for that Apple has.
Really?
Well, Glenn told me about this. I didn't really um, research into it, but I just thought that was interesting. I think that's the closest thing I got to tech news. Glenn, did you read into it at all?
No, not at all. It's just that you'll be able to like scroll through your list, such as your phone, contacts, whatever other apps like to do list and things like that. You'll be able to just scroll through it and find stuff. I didn't
Okay,
really read too much into it, but I mean it's gonna be cool. We'll see what they do.
right. Yeah,
But I'm
and go ahead.
I was gonna say I still want the Pebble Time though. So unless they announce this by the end of the month and have a release date and price, I'm probably gonna go with the Pebble Time.
I may have to join you because my Samsung phone here, which was awesome until recently, stopped working. So like,
What
uh,
did you do to your poor phone?
dude, it's crazy. So sometimes it won't let me send text, but it'll let me receive text. It stops taking calls sometimes. So it's just starting to do all kind of crazy stuff. So I ordered a new phone. I'm joining the iLife.
No,
No,
Now
no,
somebody has to get a Windows phone.
I'm so not getting a Windows phone. I mean, I got a friend in
no, no, no.
college.
Glenn's talking about himself. He wants a Windows
No,
phone.
I'm
Oh,
not.
you want to?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
won't. You have to do something freaking amazing. I forgot about
Somebody should
that.
have their phone muted.
Man, they would have to do something freaking amazing for me to get a Windows phone. Like they would have to announce you can play your Xbox from this phone and operate it. So they just have to announce a lot for me to get a Windows phone.
One thing I found out recently, Glenn, is there are actually a few other Windows Phone available for Sprint now. Because I've been doing a lot of phone shopping lately. So there's more than one Windows Phone for Sprint. So that's something.
Are they all as good as the ones that are on AT&T?
I didn't look at it because I have AT&T, so why would I look into a Sprint phone? But if you're interested, before you go out and get a Note or whatever you're gonna buy, Samsung Galaxy, I would consider at least looking at that phone because the cool thing about Windows phones that I can definitely, I'll give it props for. Um, you don't need as much power to run a Windows phone. Like your dual core processor will be just fine. You don't need like top tier stuff. You can have like a middle of the line processor and you'll still be able to run all the apps and it'll run smooth because the UI is really light. One thing I can attest to with Samsung, when I first got this phone, it was super fast, and now less than a year later, it is really slow. That could just because my phone's tripping, but one thing about Samsung phones, that skin that they put over Android slows it down a lot. Anyways,
Cool.
let's get into some video game news. Mike, I'd imagine this is your story.
Yeah, I saw this on my Facebook feed the other day and was really surprised when I first read it. Then when I looked into it, I'm like, oh, I understand.
It's a perfect match.
Well, here's the thing. So the story is, for the listeners, Nintendo is in talks to um, have their characters as mascots at Universal theme parks. So uh, at first I was just kind of raised the eyebrow thinking why, but then I realized Mar- Disney owns Marvel now, which means that Marvel characters will be at Disney theme parks. In which case, all the Marvel characters that used to be at
Universal.
at Universal parks can't stay there forever. I guess
Right.
whenever that contract is up, they're gone, or if they're not gone already.
Right.
Yeah, so, and that means, because I know when last time I went down in Florida, they had a whole section of Universal Studios, like, set up for Marvel.
Oh man, that Hulk ride is so awesome, and that Spider-Man ride, this
Oh,
3D.
yeah, the Spider-Man ride was a great one for me.
Man, I gotta go back to Orlando. I love Orlando.
Well, now, look, now those rides probably won't, well, the Hulk ride maybe, but not sure what they were going to do for the Spider-Man one.
Mm,
That sucks, though. Well,
yes.
not sucks, but yeah. But yeah, apparently, I was looking into it, and apparently, this isn't the first time that Nintendo's been approached to like lend their characters to a theme park. Like they've been approached several times in Japan, and I believe it said that some years ago they were approached by a couple of theme parks in America for it as well. But it just, the talks just kind of fell through.
Yeah, it's definitely a perfect fit. I can definitely picture like a Mario Kart ride or something like that.
Oh yeah, that
Um,
would be cool.
yeah, I mean, because you mentioned mascots being there, so like people dressed as Mario and Peach and all that, but I
Hmm.
could definitely see that them having rides, maybe even shows,
Yeah,
basically putting as much into it as as they put into the Marvel stuff now, and that has a lot of potential. So
yeah.
I could definitely see that being awesome.
Opinions, Glenn?
Yeah, I heard.
As do you have any opinions on this?
On what? Oh, the
Oh,
oh man, excuse me.
yes.
I don't know. I think it'll be cool. Like, I haven't been to Disney World or a Universal theme park, so I don't really have an opinion on it. And I'm not a roller coaster person. I really don't like roller coasters.
Once he
So
gets sick.
I, yeah, I do get motion sickness. So I'm not really feeling the whole roller coaster thing. And I've never been to a theme park other than Six Flags. And for UKC people, Oceans of Fun and Worlds of Fun.
Mm,
So the only two that I've been to are good, like Disney and Universal.
okay.
Next
All right.
topic.
All right. So this I handpicked just for you, Sylvester.
Thank you.
Yes, because I know how much you truly love The Witcher 3.
Yes.
Yes. So I didn't realize apparently in all video games now everybody's having sex, and The Witcher 3 is not immune to this. But they went a step further. Not only can you have sex with one of the many characters I'm assuming in the game, you can do it while on a unicorn.
That's
So,
awesome.
so are you gonna? You said that's awesome. Are you going to attempt to bed whatever character you have on the unicorn?
You know the weird thing about video games, if it's a game where you can do that kind of stuff, I'm typically the guy that's like the emotional one. I'm like, you don't love me.
No, you don't love me.
Yeah, like Jack in Mass Effect, like you can just have like meaningless sex with her in like part two, and uh, it ruins any chances of there being something real between you guys. So I'm always that like emotional dude in video games where I'm like, why don't you love me?
Oh, that's hilarious and slightly frightening that you're that guy.
Only in video games. Only in video
Sure, sure, buddy,
games.
sure.
But why don't you love me, Mike?
Look, if anything, if I've learned anything from the news and the media over the years, obviously, whatever people do in video games, they have to do in real life, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, I'm gonna have sex on the back of my dog once we get off air.
Moving right along. I believe this is your story, Sylvester.
Yeah, so one thing I wanted to point out real quick. You guys may have heard of this young man. His name is Koji Igarashi. He was one of the producers of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Rondo of Blood, Castlevania Chronicles, and he did some other stuff like Nano Breaker. He is awesome, legendary director, and he is no longer part of Konami. He started up his own Kickstarter, which is very rare for for a Japanese developer. Started up his own Kickstarter, and he has a new game called Bloodstained Chronicles. The game looks freaking awesome. Everybody should check it out. And the graphics are just freaking amazing. And one thing I wanted to say that's really rare about this and pretty cool is that it actually the Kickstarter includes a pre-order for a physical copy of the game, which is crazy rare. So of course the game's gonna be released Xbox One, PS4, PC, but they're actually, one of their stretch goals is for a physical copy of the game, which is crazy. And the game's already funded. Something like this funded pretty quick, but support it. It looks pretty awesome, and they've got a whole bunch of stuff that they're talking about putting to the game, like a retro mode, a boss rush mode. So check it out. It's on Kickstarter. It is called Bloodstained Ritual of the Night by Koji Igarashi. And also just Wikipedia his name, man. He's had his name behind some of the best Castlevanias ever. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I guess people still play Castlevania. Kidding, kidding. Oh, but glad that you did put the story in here because that reminded me of something. So I was reading the article earlier. I think it was earlier today, actually. Apparently, Konami made an official statement that they are just pretty much done with consoles.
Yeah, I hear they're going to be focusing on mobile games.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of like I understand the mobile thing is huge, but yeah, people still want their console games.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. Konami's been getting their ass beat lately. I mean, the only thing that they really have that's profitable it was their PES game, that soccer game. But even that's starting to get its ass beat by FIFA. Before that, the only thing that really kept their console business afloat was Castlevania, and even
Metal
that
Gear.
wasn't doing too good when they remade it. And
Yeah,
then
it was
Metal
like
Gear Solid, and you know, the main guy behind that is walking away. So
right.
what can you do? I hope that they sell the rights to some of their stuff if they're not going to be making it. But if they're going to be focusing on, mobile games, I doubt it. Which sucks because I would love to see a new Castlevania. I would love to see Metal Gear Solid done from another creator because I think the world is awesome and I'd love to see it from another producer's perspective. But
Oh, sure you will. You'll see that all on your handheld devices coming in the near future.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like free, but all the DLC and stuff is like 29.99.
Yeah,
You
pay to
notice
win.
that lately? There's no such thing as like 99-cent microtransaction anymore on like cell phone games.
I haven't even paid attention to that.
Yeah, like Asphalt 8, which is an awesome little mobile game, free to play. I was got this little car pack, and it was $5. I'm like, what happened to a dollar? You know what I mean? What happened to $2? Yeah, and that was the cheapest one. There was like 30 and 50 and 60. It's crazy. Who buys that stuff? Anyways,
Crazy
uh,
people.
let's move on. Bloodstained Ritual looks cool. So this is new. Xbox One has outsold PS4 in April. That's crazy because it's been a while since that happened. I don't think that happened since like the holidays. So that's cool. They're picking up sales, and
Yay.
just
Look for those minorities here that don't have a PS4.
but yeah, there's some cool stats in here. Basically, Nintendo kind of chimed in, and they were saying that sales of the 3DS and Wii U up for 50% this month. So they're kind of seeing a bit of an increase. Super Mario World 3D has actually sold over 2 million units. But here's one thing that is really crazy and interesting. Xenoblade Chronicle 3D was the fifth best-selling game in April on any platform, which is crazy because if you think about it, this was a game that not only was it 3DS exclusive, but it was new 3DS exclusive. So if you had like a first gen, second gen 3DS, you couldn't
You
play it.
couldn't get it.
Yeah, so interesting that that game sold so well considering
Right.
exclusive for the new 3DS. But that's cool. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to the Xenoblade Chronicles they got coming out on Wii U. So hopefully that'll kind of spur on some attention for that.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. It's been a while since Xbox One outsold PS4 because PS4 has just been kicking ass lately, which is weird because they don't have like the exclusives that Xbox has. But you know, you can't stop a train, I guess. But yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, what else we got, people? And this sounds like your story.
It is. Yep. Good old Arkham Knight, the game that just keeps on giving. It's not even out yet. So they have a new edition called the Serious Edition. Now I don't know if this is listed on like GameStop or anything, but I know for right now it's only on Amazon and they're calling it the Serious Edition. Basically, for $10 more, you get a limited edition um, Batman Arkham Asylum 25th anniversary hardcover graphic novel. It's written by Grant Morrison and Dave McKean. Now, Grant Morrison, I do know that name. The other guy, comic book people will hate me, but I don't know his name.
All you
Well,
have
I
to
know
do is
his
Google
name
it.
because I read it, but I don't know what else he's, written.
Hmm.
All you have to do is Google it.
I was say
Yeah,
the internet is now yelling.
Right.
where's Chris from work when you need him? Yeah, so when I showed this to Chris at work, he was like, "Yeah, I don't even have a PS4, but I'm getting this game." Well,
Wow.
he said he's getting this edition because he wants that book, and he's gonna get a PS4 anyway. So
I was about to say, was he gonna get the game and he's gonna buy that edition, keep the book, and give you the game?
yeah, because like he said, he wanted to get the Batman PS4, but he wanted it to be more to have a better design. I do like the Batman PS4 because I like pretty much anything Batman has to offer.
Mm.
So yeah, but I did finally go.
Pretty awesome.
I finally did break down and pre-order the $100 Arkham Asylum instead of waiting for the Batmobile to hopefully become
To
available.
miraculously come back.
I mean, you can
Yeah,
always buy it on eBay for $500.
yeah, I'm good on that.
I don't know. Plus, if it does somehow come back, you can always just upgrade your reserve.
True.
Not on Amazon.
Huh?
Not on Amazon.
Oh, did you do it on Amazon, Glenn?
I did.
Uh, yeah, about that.
Yeah, I don't see them saying, "Hey, we heard you guys like the Batmobile. Here's more." I,
Hmm.
I really don't see that happening.
Can I just take a moment to complain about Amazon real quick? Can I
Go
can
for
Yeah.
it.
I take a second? Okay, so check this out. Here, let me grab it real quick.
Glenn, can you believe that he's complaining about Amazon?
Does this look like a limited edition of Final Fantasy X-2? Does it? No,
I can't
it
see
does
it.
not.
Click on his thing. Click on his image, Glenn.
I see it.
Yeah,
that,
so
that is not no.
I pre-ordered the limited edition version of this game, right? And I was like, this sucks. They sent me a regular edition. So I called them. And I was like, hey, not only did I get a regular edition when I pre-ordered the limited edition, you also didn't give me my pre-order bonus, which was a cool little desk calendar I was going to put on my desk at work. They were like, well, we'll give you a refund. I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, that's it? You can't just give me what I ordered? And they're like, nah. What kind of shit is that?
Wow.
So, yeah, I would just like to take the time out to complain to Amazon for that one. You guys suck ass. And
So
normally I love you. I have just spent thousands upon thousands of dollars with that company, but that one just made me upset. The gamer geek in me is just raging out.
so here's what you do, Sylvester. I need you to go to Twitter and tweet at Amazon
Right.
about this horrible injustice.
That might work, honestly, because I see them resolving a lot of issues over Twitter. I'm gonna
See?
use the dangerously smart.
No, I mean for personal Twitter, sir. What if you really?
More followers than my personal Twitter? Oh,
I-
let me ask you a question about my Twitter. So I've got a friend that sent me a Twitter message, and she's asking me for my Twitter handle.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of odd.
Wait, what happened?
I'm not giving you my Twitter handle. She's like, well, I'm using it for social media. I'm like, so am I. Follow me. Basically, Ace.
Are you trying to steal the Dangerously Smart community of listeners for your own personal gain, sir?
I think that's what she's trying to do. Like,
No, I'm saying you right there with that whole little, oh, yeah, Dangerously Ace. No, not Dangerously Ace.
yeah. Basically Ace.
Basically
Dangerously
Ace.
Ooh, now that's
Base.
not bad. Dangerously Ace. I'm gonna look and see if that's available.
I will take it.
Good times. Anyways, let's talk about some other stuff.
What else we got? What else we got? Oh, yeah. So this was my story actually. So for those of you that still watch The Simpsons, or pretty much anybody that has watched The Simpsons over the past, was it 27 years, 28 years? The voice actor that does Mr. Burns, Ned Flanders, just a whole slew of characters, he has officially left the show after there were some contract talks, and they just kind of fell through. So it's like, okay, that's kind of strange. You work for the same show for damn near 30 years and just say, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, I read a little bit about it, and they were saying that the main reason he wanted to do that is because of freedom to work, like on his own or something like that. Don't quote me, but yeah, it sounds like either the work is going to be too taxing for him, or maybe they said you can't do this much work outside of Simpsons. I don't know, but apparently it limits his freedom to pursue other projects.
All right, but I think it's this: if you've been a guy that's been the voice of a character for that long, I'm not saying that nobody else can do it because obviously, it's been done many times before, but just kind of like, I'd be like, that's my baby. I can't just leave my baby like
You're
that.
gonna turn it down. He's turning down a $14 million deal.
Yeah, I mean, but one thing we don't know what's going on in the back end. You know what I mean? It'd be like if it'll be like if I say, "Hey, Mike, I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of money, but the only thing you can do is dangerously smart." I know you like other stuff, but fuck that. You just all me. You know what I mean?
No,
I
I mean,
don't know if that's the situation in hand, but it's hard to say without being there. Shame on you for not being there. And by the way, Simpson just got renewed for 2 seasons, by the way, so that's pretty cool.
Right.
yeah, I don't see that show going anywhere.
Yeah, people watch it. I tried to watch it. I don't know, something about it.
I
It's
like
one
this.
of the hallmarks of America now.
I'm gonna say it's Tall Oaks of America. Say that,
So
Mom?
it's one of the hallmarks of American television now.
Oh yeah. People are gonna be sad when it gets you know uh, when it stops
One,
airing
one,
one day.
look,
When it
one
gets
day, but that's gonna be years after we're dead, probably.
Oh, speaking of shows, I just want to throw this in real quick. Um, Rest in peace. You know, let's all bow our heads for Constantine.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool little show, and it just didn't hit its mark. Meanwhile, somehow the Shield got renewed, which is crazy. And it's gonna get a spinoff, which is crazier. Like usually unsuccessful shows don't get spinoffs, but whatever. Um,
I like Agents of Shield, so
I like Agents of Shield too, but I don't think they're doing a good job building hype. Whenever they have something semi-interesting, they'll just pull it back. Like, ooh, no, we can't give you that. You know what I mean? I just think Marvel is too teasy when it comes to their shows,
yeah.
except for Daredevil.
Yeah.
But Daredevil was kind of its own entity almost.
All right, I was gonna say, yeah, I will agree with you on that. Yeah, Marvel does a lot of. I understand the idea of giving a show a slow burn, but that's almost cold sometimes.
Right. Anyways, we'll move on. Guys, I saw this little trailer today, the Supergirl trailer, which I would just like to say before we begin, I thought this show would be just horrible,
shitty.
shitty, bad terribleness, and I walked away like, oh, I'd watch that. What do you guys think?
I
My,
think
go
I
ahead.
like it.
Glenn, you go
My thing,
first.
go ahead, Glenn.
No, I like it. I think it looks good. Like we because I'm a cynic when it comes to just DC. I'm like, oh, DC, you announced something, how, whatever. But I love Flash and Arrow. They should be in the movie universe. They should do like Marvel. And I like the. I know this is jumping a little ahead, but I like what they're doing with the DC Legends. I like that, and I just wish that Supergirl was on CW so she could be a part of that.
Hmm.
Uh,
Which
but
network did she get on? I didn't even notice that.
CBS,
CBS.
the channel
Uh,
I have not turned to in years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it looks good. They threw some diversity in there. They made Jimmy Olsen black. People have problems with that. I don't know why, but they did. Well, I know why, but
hmm.
I'm not
Well, I
surprised
mean,
people.
one thing that's crazy, he's not geeky. Like, he's this, you know,
He's a photographer.
cool.
Yeah, he's like he belongs on GQ. Like,
Right.
hey, photographer of the month.
Yeah, and I'm
Check out
not
my
complaining. I
style.
thought it was cool, but yeah, I'm just surprised that Jimmy Olsen's always been kind of a geeky kind of dude. You know what I mean? And he just looks like he reminds me of the Old Spice guy. You know? Look over here. Look over me. Look at
The
me.
tickets are now diamonds.
Right.
Well, from the trailer, they did give a geeky sort of person, but it just wasn't Jimmy.
Right.
No, he looked like he was about to go to Express and some other store.
Just
And
because you wear the clothes doesn't mean that you're not a geek.
speaking of DC shows, I wonder if they're going to be showing the trailer of this Teen Titans show they got coming out next. I think at the end of the year, actually. I
Oh,
Just
guess
doing
hate
is
on
it
that
next
now
season?
and reserve judgment until the 6 minute trailer goes out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hmm.
But I just wonder if they can get that right. This should be interesting.
Well, we can hope.
We can hope. I have high hopes for that one. That Teen Titans is new enough to be interesting to people because it's not something that I think our generation really grew up with. We were pretty old when Teen Titans the show came out.
Right.
The comics been around forever, but I think that's something for a newer generation, and that should be interesting because I think for
Well,
us watching it, we're gonna be like, "Oh shit, who is this?" It's gonna be weird without Beast Boy though, because he's kind of like the heart of the team. But we'll see.
oh, they're not gonna have him in
No, no Beast Boy. It's gonna be Robin and a whole bunch of girls, honestly.
it.
Yeah.
Robin pimping it out. Robin's trying. Look, Robin's trying. No, sorry. Dick's trying to be Bruce.
But you know what I would really like to see happen, man? I really would like to see DC do like Marvel. I know that they're two separate companies and everybody should do their own thing. But if you see a successful business model, it really doesn't hurt to follow it.
Yeah, I can give you that.
And because like let's take Agents of Shield for instance. Now they just had their season finale, and I really love the way that the episode before Age of Ultron came out, how it led into the movie that was about to come out into theaters, and how they also did the same thing with Captain America.
I don't
I
think they
thought
did
that
a good enough job. I mean, Captain America, they did an excellent job tying it in. It basically changed the entire universe of the show.
right.
This one, they're just like the
Th-
Avengers
th-
are coming, and that's it. I was
I
like,
mean, no, but it was cool that they did that. I mean, DC is just like, okay, we have Supergirl over here, we have Suicide Squad over here, we have Batman, Superman right here, we have these other people. We'll figure it out, and we have Flash and Arrow over here, but then we have another Flash and Arrow in this universe.
yeah, but DC has like 15 shows. So one thing you got to keep in mind with DC is if you have all those worlds interconnected, you know how many people are going to be lost. You know what I mean? Because like
right.
as much I watched Flash, I don't watch the Arrow, right? So when they did that crossover, I watched both crossover episodes, but I was a little lost with Arrow because I was like, who the hell is this red dude? Because I watched half of season one of Arrow, and I was
Actually,
Right.
I just started season one of Arrow too.
What
yeah,
do you think so far?
It's pretty cool so far, but I'm not that far in though.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't necessarily disagree with their models. I kind of appreciate the fact that they're doing it two separate ways. But I can understand why you're upset about it because you're a nerd and you want everything just like the comics.
Well, no, I don't. I'm not one of those I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my god. So page 54, Avengers number 5. No, this movie's fucking dumb. I'm not one of those people because I don't even read the comics for real. I mean, I'm trying to catch up, and hopefully, with the new Convergence or Secret War, whatever they're doing, to make things easier for people that missed 15 years of comics.
Yeah.
So hopefully that does help out. But no, I mean, I like Flash and Arrow, and I love the actors that they picked, and that's who I'm comfortable with. And I just don't like punk rocker Juggalo Joker. That's what they've been calling him. And well, what do you guys think of the Suicide Squad, like their costumes? How do you feel about that?
Harley Quinn looks cool. I think
She's
Deadshot
always going
looks.
to be sexy, sir. So let's
Nah,
talk about the other ones.
it'd be really easy to mess up Harley Quinn actually, but Deadshot looks like cosplay to me. Um,
I've seen better
and I don't
cosplay.
mean that as an insult. Like it looks okay, but it's not something that like pops off the page like, oh shit, I got to see that movie. I still have high hopes in it. I mean, the director that's directing it, he has a pretty good track record. I don't think he would put his name on it if it's shit. So I'm pretty interested in what they're gonna create. But oh, and what's the dude's name? Alligator Man, Lizard Man.
Killer
Help me out,
Croc.
Glenn. Huh?
Killer Croc.
Oh, Killer Croc. He looks horrible. I hate his costume. uh, but that's just me. But I still have high hopes for it. I hope it'll be like one of the better DC films.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to reserve judgment, and all I can do at this point is just reserve judgment and give my opinion. Because, like I said, with Supergirl, I was like, "Fuck this show! It's going to be stupid." I have not turned on CBS in years, so no, I'm not going to like it. Then I saw this 6-minute teaser that they released, and I'm like, "Okay, I like it." So hopefully, the same thing happens with Suicide Squad when they get everything put together, even though I don't agree with half of the outfits. I know it sounds petty, but I don't agree with half the outfits or Joker. So we can just only wait and see how the performances are and how the movie's put together.
Yeah. I was about to say,
Oh, go
quick
ahead.
question. So in that Supergirl trailer, so are they going back kind of on what they said as far as not tying in with the movies? Because
I understand. Oh,
huh?
go, go ahead.
I was gonna say because the Jimmy Olsen character, he said he was talking about Superman and how he was saving the city and things like that. I'm like, okay, well I guess that would kind of work with the movies, but I don't remember if they had a Jimmy Olsen in the movie or not.
From what I understand, it's kind of gonna be its own entity. Like they're gonna allude to Superman, but they're not even gonna say who it is. Which is why, like in the trailer, They're like, oh,
Your cousin.
Superman gave you his cape, but he's not really here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hmm.
they just refer to him as your cousin, kind of like how on Daredevil, my employer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Superman is just going to be the cousin.
Hmm.
That's probably how it's going to be called. And then when she says Supergirl, she's like, "You can't call me that." And she
Right.
was
Oh,
like, "You don't have a choice." So yeah, that was another nod to Superman because of the word super.
all right.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're ever going to say his name.
My
I
thing
highly
about
doubt.
oh, go ahead.
I highly doubt that Henry Cavill will be on CBS other than next year when the movie comes out for an interview. I don't think he's going to be on that show.
That's a good point. My thing about it, I don't think. Man, what was I gonna say? I got wrapped up in what you were saying. Oh well, let's move on. Did you guys see the Legends of Tomorrow trailer?
Kind of.
I have not seen it. Explain this to me.
So yeah, this is gonna be the spinoff of the Arrow and Flash. So it's got a lot of characters from both shows that are gonna be in the show. So it's gonna have like Hawk Girl and the Atom and so many people I can't even explain. But should be interesting. It sounds kind of like a big mission movie. And Glenn, you should be interested in this. One of the guys from Doctor Who
Yeah,
is going to
Rory.
be. Yeah. So that should be interesting. Everyone should check out the trailer. I would talk about it more, but we all didn't see the trailer. So
No, I mean, go for it. I mean, it's like it's gonna spoil anything. I watched the show, so
cool.
what do
Legends
you
of
think?
Tomorrow trailer looks cool. It looks pretty good, and I mean, th- maybe I'm just not as picky as I used to be, but I'm looking at the graphics on the Arrow and Flash and the Legends of Tomorrow trailer, and I'm like, that's a movie. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty damn good. I was looking at Hawkeye Fly, and I was like, you can put that in the movie, and I'd be just fine with that. You know what I mean?
Did you just say Hawkeye flying?
Hawk Girl. I'm sorry.
All right.
She is
Hawkeye.
perfect. I like her. I'm a fan.
Of Hawk Girl.
Yeah. Well, the girl that they picked to play her, I like her.
Oh, I got you.
I wonder if they'll get crap. I can't think of the character's name. Black Green Lantern.
Oh, John Stewart.
Yeah, John Stewart. I wonder if they'll lump him in somehow to have their whole relationship thing go.
They were talking about the next Green Lantern movie being a John Stewart movie, but you'd have to do a Black Panther and get a whole new guy, in my opinion. I don't know who could play him. You'd have to get somebody that's kind of small and up and coming.
Yeah, there are plenty of those.
Yeah, well, not in the black actor realm. It's like Michael B. Jordan and the dude that's playing Black Panther.
I was about to say, like,
Human,
no, actually be like an actual unknown.
right, right. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of unknowns, but yeah. Speaking of new stuff, though, I wanted to talk to you guys about this Fox. So Fox is creating a New Mutants movie. A lot of people don't know about New Mutants. It was kind of X-Men spinoff. It
Hmm.
was like a younger class of X-Men that was led by Charles Xavier. They weren't really heroes like the X-Men were. They just got into all kind of weird situations, and they had their own little rival group that was against like Emma Frost's group, which I think was called the Hellions.
Oh, I
And
was gonna say Hellfire Club.
no, the Hellions.
Oh, oh wait, I have heard of that before. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about now.
So yeah, that's interesting. They're gonna have their own spin-off show, which brings their spin-off count up pretty high because you got X-Men, and then you got Wolverine, then you got Gambit, then you got Deadpool. So that's a lot of spin-offs, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what you
we'll
guys
see
think?
how they
Did you
do.
guys hear about this?
Hmm?
What did you think? Did you guys hear about this?
Hear about the new
I didn't.
New Mutants movie?
Yeah,
I had actually I heard something about it. Somebody mentioned it to me, but I didn't look into it at all.
gotcha. Yeah, it's the guy who wrote Fault of Our Stars, which I own but I haven't seen, is gonna be co-directing. I mean co-writing, maybe directing. Um,
So it's going to be a feel good film.
Maybe. Wouldn't that be a new take?
Well, if you're gonna do that, I do not think the New Mutants is the place to go with that.
Never know. And then the cool thing about New Mutants too, I was looking at who actually is in the roster. I don't think any of those guys have played significant roles in any of the other X-Men shows or movies. So that's cool. That gives that gives them the opportunity to do some new stuff, have some new
Hmm.
mutants. So,
Have some New Mutants. Yeah.
yeah, like Cannonball stuff like that. Anyways, let's move on. Black Panther director.
Actually,
I'm
let's
hyped.
save that for almost last because I really want to dig into that.
Okay. All right.
Okay, righty then. Um, let's have a spoiler-free conversation about Thor's secret identity that Marvel actually spoiled prior to the the comic coming out. So, as you guys know, there's a female Thor now. Nobody's really known her identity. She's just been kind of this badass chick for a while now. And yeah, Marvel actually spoiled their own spoiler.
How did they spoil it?
I believe on Twitter, but I'm not 100% sure. One of
Did they
those
say
social
"Damn it,
media
Hydra"
sites.
again?
Huh? Did they
Did
say
they
damn
say?
it, Hydra?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it now.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think they spoiled it themselves. I think they actually came out and said it. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Um, the person that is playing it, I mean, well, not playing, but the person that is actually Thor is really interesting if you actually read the Thor comic. So interesting that that person is going to be Thor. So we should have a discussion about that about a month from now, I guess, when it's no longer spoiler territory.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, quick question. Um, Saying that "Damn it, Hydra" made me think of it. Did I know neither of you are really super huge Shield fans, but did you see the finale?
no, I'm one episode behind.
Okay, so can't spoil for you then.
What about you, Glenn?
Uh,
Shield.
yeah, I actually watched both of them last night.
Yeah, I watched them both earlier today.
Is
I
that
don't
Like,
a
know.
yeah,
2 hour finale?
Huh?
Isn't that a 2 hour finale?
Yeah.
Whew, that's a lot to commit to.
I
You
might
know.
did. I watched them both last night.
Mhm. But yeah, not the this is not super spoilery, but as we all know in the comics, when a bad guy goes away, they never go away for too terribly long. Yeah, so Hydra is going to should maybe making a resurgence next season.
That is definitely a spoiler.
I said maybe you'll be okay.
Definitely, maybe means yes.
Well then I apologize. I spoiled something small for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are very welcome, sir. I I knew you I know you miss these things about having me there.
Yeah, and our viewers, they appreciate that
Of course they did because they all saw it last night and today.
too.
All right,
Anyways,
so moving on.
Glenn, I believe this is your story.
Yep, good old Spider-Man. They announced they ordered a new Spider-Man movie for the untitled Spider-Man reboot, and his name is. I hope I do not butcher his name because I've not heard it pronounced, but I believe it's Asa Butterfield.
Is he Japanese?
No, he's British.
Oh,
He played in a few good movies because like when they announce any actor or actress, I go straight to IMDb. He's played in A Brilliant Mind, Ender's Game, Hugo, Merlin, which is a great show. I highly recommend it. And that's pretty much all the movies that I know. He's been in other stuff, but those are the ones that I know of.
I want to see that Ender's Game. I never saw it. It kind of came and went.
Me either. I've never seen it either because it was really people were really excited about it in the book because it was something that was a book now it's a movie. So needless to say, it got a lot of
Classic.
attention, and people were like, "Hey, let's check this thing out." Have you seen it, Mike? I think you did.
I did not see it. No, I kept telling myself, I got to see this movie. I got to see this movie. Got to see this movie. Ooh, something sparkly.
But yeah, so how do you guys feel about this Spider-Man?
Can't say. You know, put him in the suit and we'll say.
Put him in the suit.
Yeah, it's like they picked another British guy. You know, last time was Garfield or Andrew Garfield, and now they went to another one.
Obviously, it's the British invasion all over
The
again.
British are coming. The British are coming.
Not that British invasion.
But yeah, man, I know I would. I know we did this before, but I would have loved to see a Miles Morales made by Sony with the new universe and Peter Parker and Marvel. But we all can't get what we want, can we?
There's no way to do that right now. I mean, if they did it, I mean, you know how Miles Morales comes around. He comes around because Peter Parker dies. So
Right.
if they just brought him in and like, yo, this is your new Spider-Man, people would be upset because people love Miles Morales as Spider-Man. Like he's a really popular dude. Um, so it could definitely happen in the future, but I don't see it happening right now. One thing to keep in mind too, Miles Morales is like 14. Do you really want to watch a 14-year-old dude as a comic book character movie? You know what I mean? I don't know. It'll happen one day, but you got to kill Peter Parker first.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
So
All right.
let's jump into our last story.
Oh, it's
All right.
yours now. You talk about it.
So hold on before you start. Sylvester, we need to both take a step back. We need to put the soapbox out and allow Glenn to have his rant.
Okay, knock yourself out.
Of what?
You said you said you had words about this one.
No, not even that. About no? Do you mean the Black Panther?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not. It's nothing bad. It's like it's all good, but it's a little weird. Well, no, it's not even weird. I'm really excited about it because I was on the Marvel Collectors Court Facebook page earlier today because they released. Oh, I did want to touch on this. Finally, Black Widow has a toy.
Had she not had one before?
No, that's been like a real big issue about no merchandise for Black Widow throughout the Age of Ultron. Now, because Sylvester, you have the Hulkbuster, so when you look at the back of it and it has all the Age of Ultron Funko Pop vinyls, who was the only one missing?
I didn't really look because I don't care.
But it's
I'm
Black.
assuming it's Black Widow.
It's Black Widow and Scarlet Witch, of course. And then they were just talking about how like out of all the toys, all the T-shirts, out of all the everything, even the Target cartoon, well, even the Target commercial that you see on Hulu when they stop the shopping cart, there's no Black Widow. Like she is nowhere to be found, but she was a big part of the movie. But yet you cannot buy anything with her on it. So a lot of women and a lot of fans were mad about that, and they finally gave in. And Funko was like, "Yeah, let's make a Black Widow toy," and it looks awesome. I like it. And apparently they have a Scarlet Witch coming too. Because even I was upset about it because I have the Vision and the Hulkbuster so far, and I do want to buy all the other Funko Age of Ultron figure.
Oh, yeah, this is hilarious. So, just a quick side note. So, when Glenn got his little Funko Pop of the Hulkbuster armor, he
Mm-hmm.
was like, he was like a kid in the candy store, like carrying around our mysterious job that we can't say we will work. And he was like carrying around and showing everybody, like, look, look at my toy, everybody.
Well, because like, oh boy at work had wanted to see it because he was like, I want the Funko Hulkbuster, but he was like, I don't want to buy the Marvel Collector's Card. I don't want to buy into it. So I was like, okay, well, since you want to see it, when I have one, I'll bring it up here for you. And then when I had brought it to work, people were like, oh, you got it, I want to see it. So I was like, all right, I'll bring it over there. And so that's kind of how that happened.
Is it set up on your desk, Glenn?
No, it's not at my. That would leave that at work.
Man, you should have seen him. It was freaking hilarious. It was like, hey, look at my toy, everybody.
But everybody wanted to see it because once word got around that, hey, you have one, I want to see it. They don't sell it in stores, and I was like, all right, I'll bring it over there.
Oh, so Glenn, you have it at home now?
Yeah,
You should show our fans.
You
The,
know, I showed them last week, right? Well, last time.
no, you didn't.
Yeah, I
yes, you
did.
But
I
did.
put it up in the thing.
I know I'm just. Allow me to say face at least a little bit. Damn it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go
Too
get your
late.
toy.
Too late.
Go
Too
get your
late.
toy.
Too
Yep.
late. You're evil.
Good boy.
All right.
Uh,
So, but anyway, when I was on her page, their question was, "What are you most excited about as far as the Captain America Civil War movies go?" And I was like,
Captain America
when I
getting
said,
shot in the face.
"Huh?"
Captain America getting shot in the face. Blah, blah.
Yes, like the thing I was most excited about was Black Panther because I was not expecting that. I was because you know how they had the little timeline. I was like, okay, I'm not going to see him for another probably almost 3 years. And then so when they released the cast and the cameras they were going to film the movie with, and for those of you who don't know, there are these special IMAX cameras. I forgot what the exact name was, but this is going to be the first movie filmed with these cameras all the way through. So I'm really excited about that because I'm a huge audiovisual person, and those cameras are a beast, and I cannot wait to see how they make this movie look. Anyway, so when you look at the casting, you see that Ant Man's in it, and everybody from Age of Ultron except for the Hulk and Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch.
okay.
So they also showed that Black Panther was also in the casting, and I was like, whoa, I get to see him now. Well, sooner than I thought, so I'm really excited about that. So when that news came out, they announced who are the two directors that they are looking for to get this movie. And I like both of these directors. Now, the first one I want to bring up is Ava DuVernay. She is the female that made Selma. Selma, for those of you who don't know, it's a movie about Martin Luther King, and it took place in Selma, Alabama. And it's a really good movie, and I actually just saw it Monday. So, with that being said, if she gets this gig, I believe she would be the first female director in a Marvel movie. Would that be correct?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, so that'd be huge. She'd be the first African American and first woman director in the Marvel universe. And the thing about her, Selma is her first big movie. Other than that, she has directed an episode of Scandal and a few other things I have not heard of, and that's pretty much it. So for her to jump from just doing Selma, with that being her first big movie, to you know a Marvel movie, which is huge. So I'm not saying she can't do it. I have great faith in her. I love her as a director and a person. I think she can pull it off. And the other person that they're looking forward to, I'm going to mess his last name up because I've never heard it pronounced before. His name is Rick Famuyiwa.
James, bitch.
So anyway, this guy, this guy right here is a good director because like I said, I went straight to IMDb to see what he directed because I didn't know his name. But he directed The Wood, which I loved, and he also directed Brown Sugar, which I also loved. And he has an upcoming movie called Dope. If you have not seen the trailer to this movie, Dope, I highly recommend it. It's going to be awesome. Have you heard of it, Mike or Sylvester? Have you guys heard of Dope?
No one cares.
Wow. No, I hadn't heard of it at all.
Yeah, so anyway, the movie's going to be awesome. It comes out June 19th. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm happy to see that, they are tapping these two people for this particular role. I mean, not role, but to direct this movie. So, what do you guys think about this?
Uh,
Seems like it should be good, at least from what I can, at least from the little information we have.
I mean, it's two directors that never did action before, but then again, neither were the Russo brothers. They came from sitcoms, so you never know in a situation like that. It could be really awesome or really horrible. One thing I wanted to point out is the guy that directed the two Fantastic Four movies, where it was the guy who directed Barbershop 1 and 2, and that was a black director, and those movies aren't the best in the world. But
No, not at all.
Well, you can't really blame him. You have to blame Fox on that.
well, let me explain a little bit. But what I'm trying to point out though is those were like his first action movies. Those were like his first big budget movies. Um, and after that, he did that Ice Cube and Kevin
Hart,
no Smith no Kevin Hart,
Hart.
Kevin Hart Kevin Hart movie. So yeah, that's interesting. Um, but yeah, it's just it's a 50-50 shot when you pick people that don't come from that world. They work really well with the Russo brothers, um, but at the same time, it could be horrible.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I do have my reserves about it. What about you, Mike?
I wait till the movie comes out. That's all I got.
Not good enough.
I mean, it's
That's
cool.
that's how it's gonna have to be.
I see what they're doing. They're kind of doing like how DC wanted to have a woman direct Wonder Woman because female perspective, and they want to have a black person uh,
Black Panther.
direct Black Panther, and that makes sense. Because the thing about Black Panther, he's like one of the coolest Marvel characters, but he's not like Wolverine. 10 seconds with Wolverine, you understand why people love him. Black Panther's deeper than that. So it's going to be hard to get somebody that can help envision that. And you're going to have to find the right director to make that work. And the thing about Marvel is they haven't really had a loss yet. I mean, I think their lowest rated movie is probably, as far as like the official Marvel canon movies, is
The
probably
Hulk.
Iron Man 2. No, that was a Universal movie. Well,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Um, okay. Yeah.
I liked Iron Man 2, by the way. But,
Yeah. I was about to say I liked Iron Man 2, but I liked 1 and 2. 3 was kind of for me.
Yeah, three was the one I didn't like.
really, I don't know. I like the humor in it, like that part where
The
the
man.
henchman was like, "Listen, just let me go. These guys are weird anyway." It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the thing is, like when I saw the Mandarin in the trailer, I was like, this dude is going to be a freaking beast. And then you get a Sasha Baron Cohen type person. I was like, oh, not what I was expecting, but okay.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we talked about that before. It's one of those things where I can understand why people are mad. Like, what if they had done that with a bigger bad guy like Magneto, where you thought, Magneto would be this person, but he wound up being a comedy person. But me personally, I thought it was a really cool twist. I definitely did not see it coming. Um, I agree. When I was watching the trailers, I was like, damn, that's gonna be the Mandarin. But man, that twist, I did not see it coming, so it almost got me.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody really did.
I thought it was about to go down. Like when they showed his house get blown up and the helicopters coming through, I was like, this dude is going to be unstoppable. They're gonna have to call in the rest of the Avengers to stop this guy. And then this shit happened. I
Right.
was like, oh, whatever. Okay. So
Cool.
yeah.
So I think that's all we got.
Well, that was one more thing I wanted to touch on because I just thought about this. I know it might be old news, but I know it's old news, but I just saw it again today and it just made me want to bring it up. Tyler Perry is Baxter Stockman.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know. It's cool they're gonna
Wait,
have Baxter in the next TMNT because that's not a character that you would envision being on the movie. Um, I don't
wait,
even know.
is it going to be him as the Doctor Baxter or
Yeah, it's gonna be him as the doctor. They didn't specify whether or not he'll turn into the Fly. I think personally, I think it's probably gonna be one of those things where they allude to it. It's gonna be like, ooh, he might be. the flying part of it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
dress like a pretty fly guy.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Something like
no,
that. Could
But
you
you never
picture?
know.
no.
Could you
My thing
picture
about
Medea with
him,
wings?
what?
Could you picture Medea with wings talking, flying around talking about, so how you doing?
Oh God, no.
That'd be fucked.
But yeah, he's not the best actor in the world.
I mean, no, he's not the best. I think, okay, here's the thing. People say, Glenn, why don't you like Tyler Perry? You should because you're black. No, I just don't like Tyler Perry because I don't like, the Medea movies. But I think he's a good actor. I give him that because I did have to sit through, first the single mothers movie. Had to sit through that, and I also sat through there was another one. I forgot what he was, but I haven't seen Gone Girl. Everybody said he did really good in that, but I think the dude's a decent actor. But I'm just not a fan of his Medea movies.
I don't know. Did you see that one he did? I forgot the name of it. It was like a remake of a Morgan Freeman movie.
Yeah, when he was like a negotiator or something like that, I think.
Yeah, that wasn't the best movie in the world.
Yeah, I knew that movie was kind of destined to fail because I was like, oh, you're trying to revive something that was something else. No, don't do it.
Right. I mean, who knows?
No.
I'm excited about him being Baxter. Honestly, I hope that he doesn't bring down. Well, I mean, honestly, TMNT wasn't like the greatest movie in the world anyway, but I hope he's not like the sore spot of the movie.
So
Because
yeah, you
honestly,
can't bring.
I went back and watched Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I was like, oh, this movie does kind of suck. Which is crazy because I liked it so much the first time I watched it. I bought like the 3D Blu-ray, and I was watching it, and I was like, oh, why is Jamie Foxx's character so angry?
I mean, yeah, you get that initial hype like when you first see a movie, like when you first see it, oh my god, that was the best thing ever.
Right.
Like you think that about everything. Like when I saw like all the Dark Knight movies from the Nolan verse, each one, I was like, yes, yes, yes. That's how it was. But then now I'm like, okay,
What? I still love those movies. You pick your
that's
battles.
they're good. I mean, I love the second one. The first one was great. The third one was also good, but Marvel has set like this crazy high standard for me to where
Wait. Are you saying you like the Marvel movies better than the last round of Batman movies?
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Huh, interesting. I don't
Um,
know. I don't. I love part two and three. I don't know if I can say I like any Marvel movie better than Dark Knight and Dark Knight Returns. But that's just me.
Dark Knight Rises didn't really do much for me, honestly. Dark Knight was great though.
So I don't know, man. I love the scope of it. I mean, he basically took the city ransom. That was freaking crazy. And it was like one of the darkest PG-13 movies I've ever seen. Like the part where they hung people and hung them off the Gotham Bridge and stuff like that. I was like,
Oh
this is a
yeah.
PG-13 movie. And I mean, Bane was just a beast, man. Tom Hardy was awesome. I don't know, I loved it.
He was my friend.
Even though his accent was weird, like I don't see how that's a Hispanic accent at all. But whatever. Uh, it was cool. I liked it. I dug it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I didn't like the movies. I love them, but I just like the Marvel movies better.
I don't know, man. That's just. I mean, that's your opinion. I feel you.
It was a personal opinion,
Definitely
man.
entitled
Personal
to it.
opinion.
Yeah, but I don't, man, I don't know if any I can say I like any Marvel movie. Even Guardians of the Galaxy, which was freaking great, I can't say that I love those more than
Not
any.
even Winter Soldier.
I love Winter Soldier. It was great, but I cannot say that I like those movies better.
Those are it's so hard to pick up my top Marvel movies because somebody asked me this earlier this week. Actually, Chris from work, we were talking about this.
Mhm.
That what's your top five Marvel movies? And I couldn't do it. I was like, it's too hard to pick. Well, it's not very hard, but
Let's
I
see.
had to think about it.
70s Captain America, 80s Spider-Man. No, kidding.
No, I mean, I know for a fact that Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, and Winter Soldier are up there.
That's it's definitely up there. Would you put Age of Ultron Part 2 over the original Avengers?
Oh man, that's a hard one, man, because the original Avengers had more story to it, and the build up to it was crazy, and it helped bring this universe, more like the rest of it, into play. So that's really hard because I'm still coming down off the initial high of seeing Hulkbuster versus Hulk and all that stuff. But if I have to do it right now, I would say Avengers 1 was better. Like, I'll need some time to think about it, but just off the top of my head right now, Avengers was better than Age of Ultron in my opinion.
I would say Avengers in overall was better, but just in my opinion, just because I like the actor, I would think that the characters, well, the character of Ultron was a comparable, if not better, villain than Loki.
Oh, I disagree wholeheartedly. But teach his own.
Why? Well, why is that?
I don't think they went far enough into what makes Ultron interesting. Like Loki is an awesome character. Like he was so good that he held that whole movie. I don't know if you guys remember this, but a lot of people were pissed because they thought there would be a bunch of villains in Avengers, and it
Hmm.
was just Loki. Um, and he held down that whole movie. Like he did an excellent job because he can be scary when he wants to be scary, but he can be submissive when he needs to be submissive. He has this amazing range as an actor, and he can make you believe that character no matter what. Whereas Ultron was just like, I'm mad, I'm gonna blow up the world because I looked at some YouTube videos. I'm crazy. You know what I mean? But that's just me. I think like Ultron's character, as far as like who he is as a comic book character, what they brought out as a movie was cool. It was
It was a watered down version, definitely.
it was a watered down version, but you gotta keep in mind Ultron keeps dying and coming back. So the Ultron that you know of in comics is probably Ultron 15. But he wasn't as awesome as he looked in the trailer. Like that epic speech where he was like, "You're all puppets."
Right.
That was kind of like the apex of how epic he is. You know what I mean? Like other than that, all his other quotes were just Tony Starkish, which is cool. I don't want to insinuate that I didn't like him, but oh man, there's no. I think Loki is probably the top Marvel villain, honestly. But that's just me.
Mm, we'll talk.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see who's the villain in Civil War.
Oh, they announced it already, but I
Oh, they
forgot.
did?
Yeah, they're somebody's gonna direct. I mean, somebody's gonna be him. I forgot who it was. They announced it a few weeks ago, I believe. But
I
it's
just figured.
him, so
I
that
just
should be
figured
cool.
the villain for Civil War was just going to be there was going to be an actual quote unquote villain, just going to be
The dude that shot him in the head.
no. I was just no. I was just going to say I was just figured that was just going to be Cap versus uh, Iron Man.
Let me ask you guys the $1 million question, because watching this Avengers, I was thinking this the whole time. I was like, are they really gonna kill him at the end of a Civil War? Because I really like Chris Hemsworth as Captain America. Like, I believe him as Captain America.
You mean Chris Evans?
Whatever, you know what I mean?
Here's the question: did they kill Cap in the comics?
Yes and no. They killed him, but it was like with a magic bullet, so he died, but he eventually came back. But you know, the
Right. So
movies they try to be more realistic.
he's not going to die. He's too big of a character. I was honestly I was very surprised when freaking what's his name died in Avengers.
Oh no, you can't spoil that.
And that's why I said freaking what's his name.
I was like, don't remember his name. People are gonna kill us.
No, that's why I said freaking what's his name.
Yeah, that was interesting. They did a Reddit AMA on that, by the way, and
Uh-huh.
his character is dead. Like he's not coming back.
Yeah, no, I
They
knew.
just did that to spite Fox though, because that person's coming back.
Oh, something that I thought about with the Captain with the Civil War movie coming out.
Uh-huh.
The way that Hulk's storyline ended in Avengers,
Right.
it kind of goes into Civil War pretty well, just because as far as the comics go.
Oh,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like okay, that fits.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people keep saying that they're gonna do a Planet Hulk movie, and I don't know. I just can't picture a whole
I
movie
don't see
with
that.
CGI people. You know what I mean? Even Guardians of the Galaxy had real people in it. I don't know.
I
Maybe.
was like, well, you got what was it, was it Avatar? Yeah.
Yeah. If they're gonna put Marvel's cheap, man. I mean, all these big expensive movies they make them for like a quarter of what like like Fox puts into their movies, which is crazy if you
Which means,
consider.
well, here's the thing. That means they have the money to put in that stuff for a
Well,
big
no,
time
I
movie.
mean Marvel's just cheap. They're kind of like Disney. Like they invest as little as they can and they make billions of dollars on the back end. And whereas Fox is like more traditional, whereas they'll put like a lot more money into the project. But I think they're changing that a little bit since they've got all these new people coming into the X-Men universe.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of which, when do you think we're going to see a Deadpool trailer? Think that's going to happen anytime soon?
I hope. Well, I want to see an actual trailer for the movie, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with not seeing it. I want to just be completely kind of surprised by stuff.
I mean, everything that I'm seeing right now, I'm liking it.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah. I want to see it at the end of the summer after all this, summer movie stuff is over, because you kind of get this lull after the summer where it's like, oh, now I gotta wait till next year. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
um,
No, sir, Star Wars is coming out.
yes, of course,
Yeah,
Star Wars is coming out.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Star Wars is
I've
coming out on
said
Christmas.
no,
multiple times.
but yeah, I think it would be strategic because you got to keep in mind this movie's coming out like really early next year. I think like February or something. So
Yeah. I
crazy.
was, it'd be funny, and this would be something that would play really well for the actual character of Deadpool. So let's say they, you know how when most big movies are getting a trailer coming out in front of something else, they'll say, "Oh, if you go see this movie, you might see this trailer as well." If he was just like in front of some just like random like B-list movie and made this whole epic trailer, it's like, see, now you're gonna enjoy seeing this movie. Now you're happy. You're happy you spent the money to come see this, aren't you?
That's a good point. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that will work very well for the character.
Right. Anyways,
Yeah. I believe at this point, I think we're kind of winding down, sir.
I
Yep.
agree.
All
Not
right.
bad, fellas. I want to thank you all for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Before you go, though, Mike's got a whole bunch of links and partners to tell you about. So, Mike, take it
I like how you just kind of listen to Mike now.
away.
Uh, anyway, so thank you all once again for listening to another episode or watching another episode if you're looking on YouTube. But if you want to find us out on the internet, you can always go to our Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com/dangerously smart 314. If you have something interesting that you want to send to us, you can always shoot us an email. That's dangerously smart 314@gmail.com. For everybody that's on Twitter, you can always tweet us. That it's going to be at dangerously smart. That's smart without the A, because Twitter just refused to give us that one extra letter. Um, let's see, what am I missing? What am I missing? Oh, if you want to check out any of the great photos that we post up sometimes, you can always check us out on Instagram, Dangerously Smart. Um, you can always listen to us on our partner site, STL Tech Talk. Those guys do some great stuff over there, and they truly are the tech aficionados of the universe. You can also listen to us over on Real Gamer News. That's Real Gamer News with a Z. com. We partnered up with them a little bit to see what's going on there too, as well. Did I miss anything, guys?
Don't forget to follow me on Twitter.
Gotcha. So that was what again?
Basically Ace. Because I'm not
Basically,
giving up my Twitter handle.
gotcha. Basically, Ace. All right. So, gentlemen, with that, I believe another one for the books.
All right.
Sylvester,
Yo.
give the
I
outro,
said
man.
goodbye. I already said my line. So, yeah. Bye.
All right. You all have a great night.